Here, perfect. All right, let me introduce myself. My name is Morchen, and I've seen familiar faces joining our masterclass. If it's the first time you're joining masterclass, this is a session that it's a class, and I'm gonna show you. We will invite different industry designers and come here to show you how they create their digital fashion designs. And of course, me today, I'm going to host this session on how to add AR utilities into your digital fashion garments. It'll be super exciting. But before we start, you can always click on the live streaming so you can make the screen look bigger, so it's easier for you to see. Perfect. Before we start, I want to show you something that I created. This is Bianca's work. She's actually in the Discord channel. Do you want to say hi, Bianca, to the community? Hello, this is Bianca. She's a student of mine, and she's a recent graduate from University of Hertfordshire. And we'll showcase her collection in London Graduate Fashion Week, right? And do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself? You know, tell me about a little bit more about your collection.
Oh well, so I just finished my collection. It's a bit mixture of Asian traditional costume combined with rave style and Y2K. And yes, it's a bit of both different concepts together, which I really like to use. Really mixed concepts in my collections. That's kind of it.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful, beautiful design, and I helped her to turn her poster. So this you can see here. This is the poster. I turned her poster into something interactive that you can play along with your iPhone. Let me just turn on my phone, and I can show you what I mean. So with this experience, you can actually embed your AR 3D models into your website. So if you know a little bit more about coding, and I can share with you maybe next session or in the future, I will show you how to embed AR experience onto your website. But let me show you what I mean. So let me just load this AR. So you can see tap to view in AR, and it will pop up a camera. So you can see this is my camera. I'm gonna just make the poster a little bit bigger. Because the model is quite large, so it's gonna take a few minutes to load. And what it does is, see, it automatically snap onto the poster, and you can move around your phone, and you can go really closely to see the details of the fabric, and you can go further to see how it snaps. It's perfectly aligned with your physical poster, right? And it says tap to spin. So when you click onto this model, it will start it to spin. And this is a more advanced level of AR experience. But apart from that, okay, I'm gonna just stop sharing this. Apart from that, what else you can create is that, let me just turn to the next slide. You can also create something like this. This is one of my tarot collection, and you can see that it sits on this bench, and on this side you have another video. It's floating in the air, and that's my colleague walking through the model. It's like a glitch in the metaverse, right? It's pretty fun. And today I want to show you how to create all of this step by step. It's gonna be amazing. So next, so the overall workflow is quite simple. So you have your virtual garment, digital garment created in Close 3D, and if you are a more advanced level, you can always use a Blender to create some simple animation. One thing I need to clarify is that right now, AR experience does not support fabric movements. So if you have more a flowy, that kind of fabric animation you created in Close 3D, it does not work in AR experience. That's why I showed you earlier in the poster, it's simple spins. That kind of animation is doable in AR experience. And once you have everything done, and you just need to convert it to USDZ file format. USDZ is a file format that's AR file. So if you see something .USDZ, which means it's a AR file format, okay? And this software I'm using is called Reality Converter. Unfortunately, Reality Converter is only available on Mac because it's Apple software. So if you have a Mac, or if your friends have a Mac, you can always send your file to your friends, or send your file to the Reality Converter and convert your GLB file into USDZ. And then once you have the USDZ file, AR file ready, we can start to work on scene building. By scene building, I mean creating some text overlays and creating different experience. For example, you can snap on the face tracking, surface tracking, wall tracking, even image tracking. The poster I showed you was the image tracking, so you can track any image. And AR Quick Look is easy. You can, once the scene was built, you can send it to your iPhone, or you can send it to other people with iPhone, and they can view your AR scenes, AR object in their iPhone straight away. And also, there's another designer's work I think is really fascinating. I just saw it earlier. I can share with you in a bit. Let me just find this person. This person is creating physical rings, but with AR utilities included. Let me just have a look. Okay. So this is the person. Give him a follow. He's doing amazing works. So you can see he's actually using Instagram filter to create AR experience and image tracking on his rings. Maybe I have some more. Something like this you can create. But of course, today we are just going to focus on AR, Apple ARKit. But maybe in the future, I can cover a few sessions about Instagram filter, Instagram lens. And this is super cool. What he does here, see, when you scan this ring, and you have this kind of a overlay pop up. That's something I would imagine if we have AR glasses in the future. Apple, I think they are doing something probably next year. Imagine we all gonna wear glasses in the future, and you can literally see something, and your augmented reality object, 3D object, will overlay into the physical world. Yeah, so today I'm gonna just cover a little bit like that. Okay. So let's start into the details. For example, I have a object here, a digital garment that I created. Very simple. I just wanna make something simple for everyone to follow along. So we have an object here. I'm sure you all know how to create something in Close 3D already, so I'm not gonna cover how to create a garment in Close 3D. So what I want to do, the first step, is to actually export this model into GLB format. Let me just go to the next slide. So prepare your model. You need to make sure your UV is correct, and you need to bake all texture into folders just in case you lose them. And you need to export your model, selected model, as GLTF or FBX. I think GLB normally includes all the textures I needed, so normally I would go for GLB instead of FBX, okay? So now I'm gonna just show you how I do it step by step. The first step is to make sure your UV is correctly aligned in the box. So I just go to the UV editor, and when you go to the UV editor, normally they are just very messy everywhere, right? Like this. So what do you need to do? You need to make sure that all the pattern pieces are correctly aligned in the UV, something like this. Okay. And next, you want to bake all the textures, because sometimes you will lose your texture in a reality converter. So you need to make sure you have all the textures backed up, just in case, right? So how to bake texture is very simple. So there is a little icon here. You can, icon here, you can click onto it, and it says bake textures, and there is a saving path. So you can select any folders, and then because I only have a simple texture, if you have multiple textures, you would like to bake all tiles, right? And right now I only have 0 to 1, so I'm going to bake just one textures only. And texture type, normally you would use diffuse, normal for sure, otherwise you will have very plain plastic looking models. Normal texture, normal map is very important. Displacement, not necessary. Opacity is very necessary if you have a sheer fabric or sheer material. And roughness, metalness, you can select them. And once you're done, just click save. I'm going to just save another copy actually. I have this here. Okay, let me just set a new folder. I'm gonna just set a live. Okay, and then I'm gonna just put texture into my folder and save. And now you should have all your textures saved. Okay, perfect. And next step is to export the model. Right now I normally when I export my garments only, I wouldn't need an avatar here. So I would just Shift and A, hide avatar, or right click, hide avatar. So, and then I can highlight everything. Perfect. And let's go to file and export, and I would just export as GLB. All right, GLB, because I've already exported, so I'm not gonna do it again. I'm gonna just cancel it because I've already exported when I was doing the trial run. So that's basically the first step is done. It's super simple, just export it, that's it. Next step is to convert your model to USDZ file, and make sure you need to bake all texture maps are correctly assigned. There are a few slots: base color, emissive, that's emission, and you have metallic, roughness, normal, opacity, and all these maps you need to assign into it. Because this model is fairly simple, so I just need base color, roughness, metallic, and normal. Okay, I'm going to open the reality converter, and we can just go ahead and do it. Reality converter. After the session, I will attach all the links into the learning notes channel, and you can download the apps from Apple developer website. It will be easier. Okay, I have reality converter open here. There you go. And what I need to do is, Apple has made everything super easy. You just need to drag and drop your GLB models into it. Let me just go ahead and find the model I need. Let me have a look. Okay, so I have AMC. This is the models. Okay, so this I hope this is the model I need. Let me just drag into it. Oh, that's FBX. I don't need that. GLB. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's it. So once you drop your models in there, just drag and drop. Once it's done, you can see your model in the preview. But right now it looks quite plain. It looks very matte, right? It doesn't look really really realistic. So what I would need to do now is to open this tab so that you can check base color is there, and normal map is there, and roughness and metallic is not. So what I need to do is I need to drag the textures into it. So I saved a texture in the texture folder. So normal map, diffuse is fine. Displacement, I don't need it. Metalness, metallic, and normal map, it's already there, so I don't need it. Roughness, I put this in the roughness slot. Oh, see, once the roughness put there, you can see the the glossiness in my close ready where is it, of my texture here. So I assigned a texture that's glossy. So see, roughness here is very low and reflection is very high. So I want my print to be quite glossy. So you can see the difference. Without normal map, it's very plain. And once you assign a normal map, not normal map, roughness map, and it looks just like how I want it from the claw. Okay, everything looks perfect. I'm going to just export it. So you have a button here. It's called export share select model as USDZ. And you can either click this, export, or you could always go to file and share and export. You can export like that as well. So I'm going to just export it into AMC. Not call it animation. I'm gonna just call it t-shirt shirt. Perfect. Okay, once its export is done, I can go ahead and build my scene. Like I said earlier, create a scene, you will need XCode, which is reality converter. The reality converter, you can download iPad software. If you go to Apple App Store, you can search reality converter, and you can create from there. But if you're using a Mac, it's slightly different. You have to download XCode, which has reality converter already built into XCode. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna just open my XCode. XCode. XCode is a very large software, so it's gonna take some time to load. Okay, XCode is open, is it? Oh yeah, it's open, it's on this little screen. Okay, XCode is open, and what do you want to do? You don't want to create a new XCode project. That's for building softwares, applications for iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, and all that. What you need to do is go to XCode tab here on the top, and here you have a open the developer tool. I don't know why Apple did this. It's so confusing. At first, I was like, there's no application that can be downloaded as a real composer. And turns out you need to download Xcode and go to open developer tool, and reality converter is actually embedded into Xcode. So click reality composer. So should be another software popped up. And there you go. That's the reality composer. So I'm going to just open a new project. Once you start a new project, this is what you should see. I delete this one. This is what you should see. So the first page is asking you to select anchor. If you want to attach your model on the floor, that's when you that's what you click. If you want your model to be attached on a vertical surface such as walls, you will need to click this, and then you could always attach your model on image or faces. I haven't seen a good use of the faces function yet, because we have such a great tools on Snapchat filter and Instagram filter, and they're doing a much better job on sharing experience. So I never used the face tracking tool here, but yeah, let's try horizontal first, and then later on I will show you how to attach your 3D models on image. So let's just double click horizontal, and you have this ready to edit. And then let me just introduce you the panels of Reality Composer. So on the top, you have some toolbars. You can snap and you can frame it. For example, if you go very further, you want to frame it, you can frame the scene and you will automatically frame your scene. And you can add different objects. Apple actually provides you a lot of models, high quality models for you, ready to use. You can build your scenes easily like that. There's different models and they're super cute. And on the top, you can see import, right? You can always import your 3D models here. I'm gonna do it in a bit. And play button is to play the animation and behaviors. You can create behaviors such as tap to spin, or like when the camera goes closer to the object, it will automatically react to the behavior you assigned to that particular model. And I will show you after. And in the properties here, you can select, you can change the anchor mode. You can change here to the vertical anchor mode. So basically the vertical will be a wall. And image here, you can select image. And of course, you can customize your image by clicking here, choose an image to attach to, all right? And you can select attach to the face. Perhaps if you're creating something like sunglasses, frames, you can do something like this. But yeah, today we're gonna just focus on horizontal and image. And after today, you can play around with it and just experiment. Okay, I'm gonna delete default cube, delete this text, and I'm going to add our object that we exported. Open my Finder, and in here I should have a model. Where is it? Okay, it's here. So once it's exported from Reality Converter, you will get this file called USDZ, and if you quick view it, you can always check. What do you want to do now is to add an import, and I'm going to select the folder it was in and just double click. And because the model is quite large, so we want to make it smaller. You can scale it, make it scale a little bit smaller. There you go. So now it snaps on the ground. You can always send it to your iPhone by clicking this button. So if you have Reality Composer application downloaded on your iPhone, I'm going to grab my iPhone view here. There you go. So you can see what I'm doing in my iPhone now. Because right now you can't see how it will look in the reality, right? Right now, because MacBook I'm using, well, it doesn't have a camera, so I can't really see it in the real life. So that's why Apple put a send to iPhone button here, allow you to really check your AR scene in the reality. So once you click send to iPhone, and your iPhone Reality Composer will pop up this notification saying, oh, MacBook Pro wants to connect. Once you click accept, it will start to connect with your Mac. It will send this project to your iPhone, and you'll be able to see it in real life. Okay, it's gonna be a few minutes. It's a big project. If you are creating a scene for sharing, I would recommend you to to make your model slightly smaller. So maybe 5 megabyte or 10 megabyte. 50 is really big. So my experience when we did our AR poster, it was quite large. So the people with slower internet has a long waiting time for them to download the models. So it's ready, and now you can see I'm using my iPhone to really check my models, right? And then when you press the AR button, on top here, it will show the grid of the reality composer, and you can drag around and to see the scale or the colors, or the material in real time. Right now, I think it looks pretty good. Maybe I make it a little bit bigger. Looks not bad. I think it looks good for now. What I will need to do is maybe I want to create an animation. I want to maybe tap it and then it will spin, right? I think that's a pretty cool logic. So I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna go back to my Mac and to create some behaviors for this object. Okay, so for behaviors, what you need to do is click behaviors, and in the bottom toolbar, you could add behaviors by clicking this plus button. So once you click this, you will have some default behavior. For example, tap and play sound, tap and flip, tap and add force, and start hidden, wait and show. But right now, I wanna customize my own behavior. So when you click costume, you can see there's a trigger, and there's action sequence. Trigger would be tap, scene start, the location to camera, collide, notifications. But I think tap is quite interesting. I want to tap, and action sequence. What should I do? When I tap it, maybe I should make it spin in place, something like this. So this one says green. You need to click on the object to assign the spin animation behavior to that particular object. Once the object selected green is successful, so when you click play, it will preview the object. Something happening here. When you click onto it, it says the affected objects are not set. So you need to, the software does not know where you tap it. Perhaps you tap the screen, perhaps you tap the object. So we need to make sure when you tap the object, so the object spins, right? It's a fair logic. So I just need to click here and click here. No, I need to choose and click here. So now it knows when I tap on this object, it will spin. And in the spin panel, you can select the duration. You can make it slower spin, and you can make it in a different order. Spin direction. Right now it's quite slow. I want it to be more faster. Okay, not bad. So if you would like to preview the animation as a whole, right? If you want to preview the animation when you tap it, it spins, you click on this button. So click play. There you go. And you can also click here. And now you entered a play mode. So once you tap here, it will spin. And we can always send this to my iPhone again to see how it looks in the real life. Let's have a look. So I'm going to iPhone. I'm gonna accept it. It's gonna take another few minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna drink something. So far, it's clear, right? If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, and you can always ask me. I think it's ready. All right, now it's ready. You can see the same interface, and if you press AR, it will take you to the AR, and right now you're still in the editing mode. So you can still drag around on your iPhone to see if you want to elevate it a little bit higher, or maybe I just want to spin it in the air instead of sticking to the ground. So I think right now it is looking pretty sick. All right, so now I'm done editing, so I'm gonna try something different. So I am going to press the play button on top, play button, and right now it's not doing anything. So once you tap on it, it will spin like we told it to do, right? Yeah, there you go. That's how you create a simple scene. But what about if I want to create something with image tracking? For example, I have a little sticker here. I'm going to find something that will attach onto the image. So what do I have? I have a book here. So maybe I want my model to attach on the cover of the book. So what do? You can take a photo of the book. Okay. Now I have a photo of my book, and I'm going to send this photo to my Mac so that I can edit in my Mac. So I just airdropped my book cover to my Mac, and right now I want to ask the model to attach onto this particular image I assigned. Go to properties and select the anchor type. Right now we're on the horizontal anchor, and we want to go to image anchor. And that's the default image. I think this image looks super sick. Imagine in the future we're gonna have this image on the wall on the building, and we wear the glasses, and then we look at it, and then the 3D animation, 3D objects pop up from the reality. It's pretty sick. But we're gonna do something different. We're gonna choose a image, import. I'm going to go to download. I'm just going to load my book covers into Reality Composer. But right now it's too large. I want to make it slightly smaller. The size of the book cover determines the size of the model, right? So right now it looks like the model is gonna be the perfect size attached to the book. Not bad. And the behaviors, maybe let's try a different behavior. I'm gonna just delete this behavior, delete. I'm gonna maybe tap and costume it. Trigger, I'm going to the distance to camera, I'm gonna make it closer. So once I point my camera closer to the object is doing something. So we can make the object maybe let's see, emphasize, pop. Well, again, you need to assign the object. Let's see what. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, this is funny. Let's do this. Let's do a flip. So once you point your camera close to the object, it will actually flip, right? It's funny. Let's do that. So here you have another arrow here. It says affected objects are not set. So, but right now you know how to fix it. You click onto it when it turns green and click onto the object and done. There you go. So so the green bubble is it shows the distance with camera. So if you make the green bubble bigger, so once the camera goes closer to the bubble, it will jump and flip, right? I'm gonna make the bubble a little bit smaller, like this. Okay, and now we can send it to our iPhone to have a play with it. So send it to iPhone. Open my reality converter, composer, and click iPhone. And I'm gonna accept it. Okay, it's done. So I pick up my iPhone and you can see my models there. And again, let's click AR. Right now, it's not doing anything, right? Because we assigned the anchor type to be on the book. So let me grab my book. It will automatically detect the book, and the tracking of the book determined by the lighting. So if you have a better light, it will increase the success rate of tracking. Is same as Instagram filter or Snapchat filter, right? So right now it's all worked perfectly, and I'm going to go a little bit further and let's play. So if I go closer to the object, ooh, it's not flipping. What's wrong? Well, technically, it should do. When my camera goes closer, it should flip. I think apparently something wrong with my settings. So we need to change a little bit, maybe. So let's go back to our Mac and increase the bubble and see this time maybe it will work. Or even just change. Maybe you think this one is not very accurate. You can always delete it and change a new trigger. So you can either maybe just tap it and assign this down. Okay, send it to my iPhone. Accept. Failed. Let's try one more time. Accept. Okay, it's syncing now. Of course, right now I'm demonstrating the most simple possibility that you can create with this with the tools, but you can create so much more complicated scenes for your scenarios, right? So if you know how to create animations in Blender, and you can always create something like this. Maybe I can show you while we are waiting. Let's see. Again, I'm going to take Bianca's 3D poster as a reference. You can create a poster that opens up and it spins automatically, right? So you can basically point your camera on the model on the poster, and then this thing starts with the poster open up and this 3D model pops up. It's a lot of possibilities you can create, you can use with these tools. Okay, it's loaded. Let's try. Let's try one more time. AR. Looking for the books. Where's the book? It's here. All right, and let's play. If I click onto it, ooh, it's doing something. It's pretty funny. There you go. It's very accurate. Apple is doing a really good job providing us tools and creating something, you know, really creative. It's the creativity is endless with the software, and yeah, I'm super excited to see what you can create. And if you decided to do something like this, I'd love to invite you to join our Discord. Here you can share your artwork. So if you are creating something cool, and feel free to share it into Learn and Improve channel. I want to see your creation.